call the November 16, 2022 special meeting of the Woodbridge Board of Education to order at 6:07 p.m. with a reminder to all those who are watching and participating remotely to kindly mute your microphones to avoid any background noise. This meeting is being held as a hybrid meeting consistent with Connecticut Public Act 22(3). The public may attend in person or electronically via WebEx. The meeting is being recorded and the recording will be available on the district website. I'm going to call the roll of the board. Dr. Maria Madonic. Did anybody hear her? Maria, I see you on screen, but I can't hear you.
Sorry, Lynn, I couldn't get to my unmute quickly. Present, thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Sarah Del Prete.
Here.
Dr. Jay Daya. Jay, did we lose you?
Yeah.
Thank you. Ms. Brooke Hopkins.
Here.
Mr. Jeff Hughes. Dr. Michael Strambler.
Here.
Ms. Erin Williamson. Mr. Stephen Lawrence.
Here.
And I'm Lynn Piazzik, the chair, and I'm here. So we have two members who are attending remotely, and the rest of us are in person. Staff in attendance this evening include Mrs. Christine Syriac, interim superintendent, Mrs. Donna Coonan, director of business and operations, Ms. Carrie Borcherding, director of special services, Mr. James Sapia, assistant principal, and Ms. Marcia DeGennaro is attending remotely, clerk of the board. I want to thank you all who have tuned in this evening for this special meeting. I'm going to begin with the item 2 on the agenda, Superintendent Search Committee report. So I will read the report from the Superintendent Search Committee. At the May 17th meeting of the Woodbridge Board of Education, the board voted to act as the Personnel Search Committee for the new Superintendent of Schools. Subsequently, the board developed a request for proposals, inviting interested parties to submit proposals to provide consultant assistance to the Woodbridge Board of Education in carrying out a superintendent search. These RFPs were sent to local and national executive leadership search firms. 6 firms responded with written proposals. The Board of Education, serving as the Superintendent Search Committee, met on June 29th to review the proposals, and 4 firms were chosen to be interviewed. Those interviews were conducted on July 12th. In its deliberations, the board identified an established firm with extensive background, a reputation for recruiting, outstanding candidates, as well as firsthand experience with our district. At the July 18th Board of Education meeting, the board voted unanimously to enter into a contract with CABE Executive Search Services, led by consultants Dr. Mary Broderick and Dr. Jack Reynolds. The search process included input from the school community who participated in interviews, focus groups, and a stakeholder survey. The information gleaned was then used in creating a leadership profile that guided the board in its search. The board reviewed 15 completed applications and interviewed 5 applicants. 2 candidates were brought back for second-round interviews. Following the committee's deliberations, references were checked and a background check was completed on the finalist. Through the process, one candidate, Mrs. Vonda Tencza, rose to the top and emerged as an excellent fit for the Woodbridge School District. The depth and breadth of Mrs. Tencza's work in the field of education is impressive. Her journey as an educator demonstrates a path of continuous growth and loyalty to the districts where she has worked. Mrs. Tencza has served most recently as Associate Superintendent of the Seymour School District. Her tenure there also included service as acting and interim superintendent. Prior to her work in Seymour, Vonda worked in Hebron for 8 years, first as assistant principal, then as the director of curriculum and technology. The Hebron School District is similar to the Woodbridge School District, as it is a pre-K district that feeds into a regional district for middle and high school. It is beneficial to our district that Vonda comes to us with this wonderful experience. Mrs. Tencza began her public education career in Wethersfield, teaching grades 5 and 6 at Highcrest Elementary School for 11 years, then moving on to grade 7 at Silas Dean Middle School for 8 years. During those years, Vonda was recognized as Wethersfield's Teacher of the Year in 2006, 2007. She also served as executive board member and secretary of the Connecticut Association for Supervision and Curriculum Development. Mrs. Tencza received a Bachelor of Science degree in elementary education, Master of Science degree in educational leadership, and a 6th-year certificate from Central Connecticut State University. She holds superintendent certification through the Connecticut State Department of Education. I am confident that Vonda's experience, vision, caring, and warmth will enable her to lead the entire school community to achieve great things. The search committee is delighted to recommend Mrs. Vonda Tencza as the next superintendent of the Woodbridge School District. So that being said, that's the report of the Superintendent Search Committee. I will now make a motion. I move that we appoint Vonda Tencza as superintendent of the Woodbridge School District effective December 12, 2022. Maria, do I have a second to that motion? Maria's having
This is Maria Madonic.
motion made by Lynn Piazek, seconded by Maria Madonic. Since some of us are remote, I'm going to call the roll for this vote. Maria Madonic.
Yes.
Sarah Beth Delpree.
Yes.
Jay Daya.
Yes.
Brooke Hopkins.
Yes.
Jeff Hughes.
Yes.
Stephen Lawrence.
Yes.
Mike Strambler.
Yes.
Erin Williamson.
Yes.
And as the chair, I enthusiastically vote yes, and it is unanimous. Vonda, we're very happy to welcome you here this evening. And I don't know if you have a few words that you'd like to share. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to go there because we have like special technology all set up. It's a special meeting with special technology. Okay, so I cannot see her, but can they?
In the top box.
Ah, wonderful.
I wanted to take the opportunity to thank the Board of Education and the Search Committee. This board and the Search Committee have worked diligently with very thoughtful, probing questions, very, very much in mind for looking for what's best for their students and learning. And the Search Committee, I think, was very thorough in gathering your needs and conveying a very clear picture of what Woodbridge was looking for with their next leadership profile. And I was excited to apply. I am humbled and honored to accept and work with you and your community. I have built all of my work around the belief that all children can learn at high levels and relationships are key. And we build those through trust and listening and learning about our community so that we can figure out the best way to lead together. And I look forward to working with all of you in partnership. I'm excited. I met the administrative team and I can't say enough what an honor and a pleasure it would be to be here. Thank you.
And know that we're delighted to have you here as well. People are clapping on. However you do that, there's clapping going on. So that would be the end of our agenda. Is there a motion to adjourn? Jay Daya. Motion to adjourn at 6:18 p.m. Do I have a second? Brooke? All those in favor? And we're all here now in person, so. So I thank you all for tuning in. And Vonda, we look forward to you coming on. Thank you. Good night, everyone.